Welcome into Red Empress Tarot. I'm Patty. I'm an intuitive, a reader, and a healer on the twin flame path myself, here to read you a message for your twin flame journey. I believe that if you have found this video and this channel, you've been guided to do so. If you love the content, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the tribe. Make sure that you tap into your intuition. Make sure that you are following your internal guidance. It's really important. And every thumbs up to the video is so valuable. I love every one of you. Thank you so much. And let's go ahead and get into the reading. Welcome to your pick a card reading on the Divine Feminine in your connection. So whether you're the Divine Masculine watching for the Divine Feminine, or you are the Divine Feminine yourself, this is your pick a card reading this week. It is Choose an Empress. So we're looking at where you are at in your Divine Feminine journey, in your twin flame connection. We're going to be checking out what lessons you have learned, what karma you've cleared, and what you still need to work on. So go ahead and tap into your intuition. The first option is the Tarot Grand Luxe Empress with the Lapis Obelisk. The second option is the Tarot of Dreams Empress with the Tiger Eye Obelisk. And the third option is the Illuminated Tarot Empress with the Red Jasper Obelisk. So choose intuitively. Any way that you do it is the right way, as long as it pulls you to that option. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Pause the video if you need to. If you're new, subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of this community. We're going to be coming out with a lot more great readings. I'm going to be concentrating on pick-a-cards for a while until the energy shifts, and I feel I'm ready to go back to mirror message readings. We'll do that once a week. Maybe next week or the week after. We'll just see. I'm just feeling like there's something in the energy that needs to shift before we go back to that. So we're going to do some great pick-a-cards. All right, guys. I will see you in your option. Okay, for those of you who chose option 1, that's the Empress card from the Tarot Grand Luxe. These are all decks by Ciro Marchetti. This is your reading. So I'm going to put that back in the deck so we have a full deck to work from. Set that off to the side. And shuffle just a little bit. Let's go ahead. You know what? I didn't light my candle, so let's do that. Usually I do that before I get on camera, but we can do it now. Okay, and let's get some Palo Santo to clear the space. Get some good energy going. I hope you guys are doing well. I've been feeling this really kind of intense energy in the collective that I've been reading for. And it's like there's this pause before something breaks. I was talking to my friend on the phone tonight. I have a friend that's also on the twin flame path, and we just kind of chat now and then. And we're feeling the same thing. It's really, really interesting. I called it a pregnant pause. It's like there's this bit of calm, or a heavy, it's actually kind of a heavy energy. But it's kind of a waiting energy for just a little bit here. And I'm not saying we're getting into waiting energy for a person. It's more like in the collective, there's this little pause where there's really nothing happening on the surface, but behind the scenes, like everything's happening. So I think with the Divine Masculines, there's a lot of change going on, and I don't think Divine Feminines can see it. And so there's this energy of like Divine Feminines kind of not throwing up their hands, but basically saying, for now, I'm kind of done. And I'm moving on with my life, while Divine Masculine does what he needs to do, and we'll see what happens. I just feel like that energy is really strong right now, and it's kind of like a break. And so I decided not to do mirror messages for a week or two. until I feel the energy kind of shift. So it'll be good to get some more pick a cards in. Those are really fun too. I'm going to be doing some different ones. I just did one the other day. It was what is the fate of your connection? If you guys haven't checked that out, go back and look at that. It's a great reading. I'm doing pick an Empress right now. So where is the Divine Feminine at in her journey? I'm going to be doing pick an Emperor next. That will be where is the Divine Masculine in his journey. And then we'll go from there. Okay. All right. Spirits, angels, guides, ancestors, protectors, thank you for being with me today and always. So grateful for your presence in my life. Help me be a clear and accurate channel for messages that come out for the collective watching this video. Let all the messages that come out be for the highest good of all parties involved. I want to make an announcement too. It's something that I just decided to do. And I want to let the people that subscribe to my channel know. It's going to get broader and I'm not ready to do it right now. But be looking for it. I've decided, and with a friend, that I am going to start interviewing people on the twin flame journey with a common interview. And I want to see the individualities, but also the commonalities of people on this journey. Eventually, I'm going to take those interviews, we're going to do video, and some of them will actually get posted here, and others will get posted on my website. But I want there to be a record of people's experiences, so we can see that we're not so alone on this journey. And then we're not crazy. And there are things that in common that happen amongst all of us. So, yeah, be looking for that. I'll be announcing it in the upcoming month or so. And you can sign up to be interviewed. So I would love to hear your story and know your experience. And pass that on for other people to be able to have that sense of belonging and just that sense of peace, knowing that what's happening for you is actually happening. It's a crazy thing, and not a lot of people understand it, so I want to make it so more people do understand it. Okay, let's get into this reading. So, Divine Feminine in this connection. Divine Feminine in this connection. What lessons has she learned? We'll see how many cards come up. I think I'm going to try and go for 3. But we'll take what Spirit gives, right? Divine Feminine, what lessons have you learned? What have you got down? I feel like these go together. 2 of Coins and Ace of Swords. We've got the Ace of Wands. I feel like let's put all those together. Divine Feminine, what lessons have you learned? What do you have down in this twin flame journey? I'm going to take the Sun. That's too much of a stack. Okay, it's the top 3 cards. I'm supposed to look at them. What do we got? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm supposed to take them. High Priestess, the Lovers, and the Empress with the Sun. Holy crap. That is 4 major arcanas that are some of the best major arcanas in the deck. No wonder I was supposed to look at them. Woo! Okay, what more? Whoever chose this option, the Divine Feminine, this option is smoking through your lessons. I am amazed. Okay, hold on. You got 2 aces. Okay. One more. Let's say one more lesson, because each one of these columns is one lesson. One more lesson. What has this Divine Feminine overcome or learned? What lesson has she learned? Okay. The World. It's on the bottom of the deck. We got the Page of Pentacles. I'm going to grab some clarifiers. Clarify the Two of Coins using my Modern Love Oracle deck, which is not for sale yet. I'm sorry. It's coming up soon. I need to have the time to get on their website and set up my store. Okay. Two of Coins here. What goes with it? Okay. Up in smoke. I'm not going to clarify that. That is clear. Okay, give me one or two for the World. One or two for the World. Pinky Promise. Whatever it takes. Okay. Bottom of the deck is Finding the Key. Okay, the first lesson, the Divine Feminine in option 1, which is the Lapis and the Tarot Grand Luxe. This Empress, which came up for us out of 78 cards in the deck. Came back. That's significant. But look at the Two of Coins first. So we got this particular Two of Coins, and there's the Fool here. This is the Fool in this deck, is holding the 2 coins. Come off. Okay. So we got the Fool here. The Fool is someone that doesn't always look before he leaps. He doesn't always see the value in everything. This Fool, this person who was formerly kind of foolish, is now seeing the value in stability in relationships. Okay? This Fool has learned the value of direct, clear communication and I'm getting control of passion. We got Up in Smoke, which is about taking a loss. We're talking about a lesson that Divine Feminine has learned. This lesson is about the Divine Masculine, though. It's about how the Feminine interrelates with the Divine Masculine. So look, when the separation happened, the Divine Feminine viewed the Masculine as foolish. That was not... It was not a great move to make. The Divine Feminine felt injured and not valued. But the Divine Feminine here knows now that she's not going to accept anyone in her life that doesn't see their value. She is that pentacle that's being held up there. This is the kind of person she's going to allow in her life now. Someone that is very focused on her value and is ready to just drop other options if they want her. You know, if the Divine Feminine is going to offer her pentacle, her Ace of Pentacles to someone, because, you know, an offer is mutual. You don't just have the Divine Masculine make an offer and you don't make any offers back. You offer each other your cup of love or your stability, right? So the Divine Feminine is not going to hand this pentacle over to anyone unless they're going to be focused on it, unless they're ready to drop their other options. This Divine Feminine has learned not to be an option. She's learned that silence is not acceptable, right? If you're going to be in relationship with someone, if you're going to have a new beginning with someone, communication has to be clear, straightforward, and two-way. And she's not going to accept less. She's not going to offer her Ace of Pentacles, her stability in relationship to anyone that is not going to be clear. And she's not going to offer it to anyone that's not passionate about her. With this Ace of Wands here. Look at that dragon behind the Ace of Wands. This is a big red flag on Ace of Wands. And, you know, Ace of Wands, it's very phallic, right? It's quite the phallic symbol. You know, that's a dick. We all know. It's not a surprise, right? She's not accepting any offers from anyone that this is all they got to offer, right? If this is all you're offering, your fire stick, you're out in the cold, buddy. You know, she's had so much loss. You can see the word loss there with up in smoke. And we got the pentacle here, and this is kind of money in the card, but it's not about money. It's about value. She's, you know, when the separation happened, she took a big loss, and I think that she felt not valued. And one of the main lessons that this feminine has learned is her own value. And that if you don't see it, you can't have me. Period. Any part of me. It's a really, it's a no BS kind of lesson here. I keep seeing the big sword, and the eagle is about really getting that clarity downloads. You know, the eagle flies so high that they see the big picture. That's why you call a very broad view an egalitarian view, because you see the bigger picture than the little myopic or very narrow view that you see from the ground. The Divine Feminine is not on the ground anymore. She's quite the eagle. She can see the big picture, not in just her own life, but in life overall, in the planet overall. That each person does need to see their own value, and that's when you know that you've grown. It's not about arrogance. It's about self-love. And it's about surrounding yourself with people that value you and that you value. It's a two-way street. It was quite a hit. It was quite a loss when the separation happened. But she's no longer in the same place anymore. She no longer feels like she wasn't good enough. She sees her worth now. And I know that we say that, but I want it to strike home how true it is. You know, being in self-love and knowing your value. Those aren't just little words that you just throw out. This is reality. This is real. And when you know your own value, you teach other people how to treat you. And you treat other people better in return. You don't overgive. You give equally, equal give and take. And when equal give and take doesn't happen, you step away. That's simple. That's simple. And it doesn't have to be drama. It doesn't have to be painful. It simply is. I see that this isn't balanced. I'm going to step back. I still care about you, but I'm going to care about you from over here until we get balanced again, if we get balanced again. And that's a feeling I'm getting from this Divine Feminine. And this is all relationship across her life. This is not just with the Divine Masculine, okay? It is with the Divine Masculine, but it's just a general new attitude. Sorry, I'm moving my camera. There we go. Fix it. There. All right, what's the next lesson that this Divine Feminine has learned? This one is off the chain. Hold on. So the first, the main card here is the Sun. This is about the Divine Feminine's happiness. This is about her happiness in life. The Divine Feminine has found her happiness in herself, in her life. We got the High Priestess. She is so connected to Spirit now, and that has brought her amazing happiness. And she doesn't have to, with the High Priestess, they don't say a lot. She doesn't have to go around telling everyone, I'm happy, I'm good, I'm, I mean, it's not bad to say that, but she doesn't have to spout that all the time. She just exudes that. With the sun exudes, right? The rays just shine. This divine feminine just shines now with happiness from the inside out. And a big part of that is her connection to spirit now. She doesn't deny that anymore. She's in tune with her guides. She's in tune with herself. She's in tune with her higher self. And that creates this sunshine that just radiates for this divine feminine. And the lovers. What happens when you're in this energy to your relationships? Beautiful relationships, because not only do you know your worth and you have healthy boundaries surrounding your worth, but when you love yourself that deeply, you radiate that to your partner, and they start to take on that sun themselves. So you're transmuting anything negative on their side. If your partner is having negative experiences in their experience, and you're connected in the 5D, and you're absorbing their energy, but you're reflecting back the sun. So as you have raised your vibration to a point where the sun is your main talisman, it just exudes from you, this light, this beautiful energy, your person, your divine counterpart, your divine masculine in this case, is absorbing that back. And it's triggering them to want to be in the light. A lot of these masculines have been in the dark for some time, and that can be in a lot of different ways. They could be just not in tune with spirit. Some of them could have addiction issues. Some of them could just have depression issues or just negativity issues. This light exuding from the feminine, it exudes to the masculine, and they absorb it, and they want that light. The light is addictive. Feeling light and happy and good is addictive. And I'm getting displacing some addictions. Helping people, your divine masculines, transmute the negative in their life by exuding such positivity and happiness. And the Empress, the Empress clarifying the sun. I mean, this is an Empress reading, right? Look at the Empress in this card. We're called to look at it again. Look at her. She is the trunk of a tree. She is abundance itself. She is grounded. She is stable. She is nurturing. Look at her with the baby in her arms. She is caring. All the animals flock to her. Her energy is of the sun. And when you are of the sun, everything naturally gravitates towards you. Everything good. Really nice, Divine Feminine. Whoever this pile is, congratulations. All right, and the last lesson that you have learned here, the world, you have learned that it is okay to complete your cycles. You have learned that you don't have to stay on the merry-go-round of this twin flame journey. You've made this promise, look, this pinky promise, to be loyal to your divine masculine and to your connection into yourself. It's an unbreakable vow that you came here with. And on your part, in your lessons, in your healing, you have learned to do whatever it takes to complete this cycle on your side. Now, you can't complete the cycle for your masculine. You can be in the sun energy and exude that light and let the masculine absorb it, and that will help him transmute and do his work. You can't do whatever it takes to fix his, but you can absolutely do whatever it takes to complete the cycle for yourself. And I get that you have used some really, I mean, this says at the bottom, unconventional and unexpected. When I created this card, I just found the image first. And there's this mailbox, the little hands, you know, peeking out of it like I mailed myself to you kind of thing, which is so crazy and extreme. But I thought it was so funny. And I thought, wow, what kind of person would mail themselves? It's someone that will do whatever it takes. Really, honestly, it's someone that will use an unconventional method to get the desired result, positive result. And so you, Divine Feminine, have learned that you can embrace the unconventional along your way in order to stay loyal to yourself, to your connection. I'm not saying, you know, the pinky promise here, it's not about union. This is about knowing that you're on this journey together and that you're linked and that you've made a promise. You made a promise before you came here to do all you could to do your part. And you've done it. Or you are finishing it. You're doing it. Divine Feminine. Nice. Okay. What karma have you cleared is the next question. So I'm going to pull these off. And we're going to find out what karma you've cleared. Okay. I'm going to shuffle these traditionally here real quick. I don't usually shuffle this way on camera, but just feel like it. Okay. Whatever it takes. I just keep getting that message. Whatever it takes. There's someone here that says that. If this is something that you say, throw it in the comments because I actually really want to know. Very curious to know who that specific message is for. Okay. King of Wands. What karma have you cleared? King of Wands. Let's get another one. I want to get two this time. Karma. I'm feeling one more here. What karma have you cleared? Three of Coins. Let's get some clarifiers on that. The King of Wands. Tell me about the King of Wands. What is that here in the karma that the Divine Feminine has cleared in this lifetime so far? That relates to this journey. Okay, that makes sense. Pleasures, balance, out of depth, and finding the key. I'll go with the King of Wands. We'll get back to that in a second. And then the Three of Coins. What is that about? What is this about? What is this karma that you cleared? And this can be past life karma, stuff that you brought here from another lifetime that you didn't balance out before you left that lifetime. Or it could be something that you have to balance with someone in this lifetime. Either an action that you took or an action that someone took against you, something like that. And I'm actually going for kind of negative karma here, not positive karma. Because we're talking about what we're clearing, what we want to clear out and balance out. Feminine power and ghost. Okay. So the first one, I got a real definite message with this King of Wands here. Clarifying the King of Wands, we had pleasures, which really goes together. Balance, out of depth, and finding the key. So this piece of karma has to do with kind of hedonism. And I forgot even that was a word on here. So I get hedonism from this combination. And hedonism is when, you know, I kind of say I'm a hedonist sometimes too. But real hedonism is when you overlook what's right to get what you want. And, you know, to receive pleasure in some kind of way. It doesn't have to be sexual pleasure. It can be. And, you know, we have on here lust, decadent, hedonistic, blissful. So the King of Wands is quite the hedonist, right? He's in control of his passions. He is not the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is like the ultimate hedonist. He just goes in and gets what he wants. The King of Wands has developed some measure of control, but he is still incredibly pleasure-based. So either in a former life or in this life, you were like this. You were this King of Wands where you were very self-centric about pleasure, about doing what felt good to you regardless of the consequences. And so now, and you know, for a lot of this past life, right? So you might not know, like, you might not recall that. And hey, you might try a past life regression. That is really, really super interesting. I've been doing those. But it looks like now you've become balanced in this pleasure-seeking kind of attitude. You're more into harmony and equal give and take now. You can focus yourself. You can see what's important really over what's going to just feel good in the moment. So this is a piece of karma that you're clearing in this lifetime. You're more balanced. You know, it seems like you were really in over your head when it came to some of these things, Divine Feminine. What I'm getting from this is not knowing when to stop. And this could be overindulgence in anything. It could be alcohol, it could be food, it could be sex, it could be anything. I mean, it could be going to the amusement park every single weekend. Whatever it is that gives you that little high, that makes you feel good in the moment. It could be drugs for some people. But there was a time when you felt completely out of your depth. It says we're not in Kansas anymore. When you were so into feeling good in the moment to drown out the rest. I'm getting to drown out like pain or sorrow or something like that. Because, you know, a lot of people are hedonistic because they're trying to drown something else out. Like that in the moment pleasure. That fix is to a crutch. It's a crutch to keep from feeling other things. In this lifetime, though, I mean, you were very in over your head with your pleasure-seeking kind of ways. And, you know, you might not want to hear that. But this is just truth. You know, we all have things that we go overboard in, right, sometimes. And in this lifetime, you've learned to balance that out. You found the key. You had a real realization about this in this lifetime, and you've turned it around. So good job on clearing this karma, because the high or the temporary pleasure that you get that drowns out the hard stuff, that's really, really hard to get over. This is why addictions are so challenging. Maybe some kind of addiction that you got over in this lifetime, or maybe you had an addiction in a former lifetime. But I get that now you're good. You're balanced. You found the key to this. You seriously cleared it. And I really applaud you, because this is not easy. I can just see this King of Wands and the chocolate cake is like it's like the best sex you've ever had, and chocolate on top of it. That's a really hard combination to just say no thank you to and get your balance. But you're no longer in that energy where you need to drown out your challenges in life. Okay, so let's look at the other one. What else have you cleared in this lifetime? We got the Three of Coins. I think some of you had some real challenge either making money or keeping money. With the ghost thing here and the feminine power, being a divine feminine reading, when I see the Three of Coins, this, you know, financial kind of foundation and ghost, I feel like either earlier in this life or in a previous life, you had a problem with having debts that you never cleared, financial debts. Maybe like bankruptcy type stuff, or maybe just like credit cards that you run up and then couldn't pay and then just let go of, just didn't deal with. You didn't clear the karma from your financial issues. So it was either in your earlier days, maybe you're a teenager or a young adult and you didn't understand it and, you know, you ran stuff up or didn't feel like you could take care of it. This one's been a challenge for me when I was younger. I just didn't understand it. And I had depression issues. So, you know, debt was a hard one, but I've come a long way with that. I was hooked up with a karmic husband that still has absolutely no accountability for finance and what he, you know, debts that he should repay. And, that's been a huge lesson in my life, I know. But look, feminine power here, you've really come into your power when it comes to finances now. I'm not saying you have a ton of money. I don't know whether you do or not. That's not the point. The point is what you have, you manage well. You pay your debts, you pay your bills, you take care of what needs to be taken care of. You no longer ghost your debts. And whether that was this lifetime or a previous, you have bossed up. You have become powerful when it comes to that. You no longer karmically owe money. And I know that's a funny thing to say, but sometimes a debt isn't about the money. It's about the energy that goes into it and making sure that you clear that energy. And sometimes the way to clear that is to pay off the debt. Or do something to balance the scales and make it right. Okay. So that's the karma that you've cleared. That was really interesting. Let's look at the last question for this option. What do you still need to work on? Like, what are the things? And there's never a point. I mean, I don't care if you're the Dalai Lama. There's still things to work on. So no one is at that perfect state where there's nothing, you know, or there's no shadow, nothing to work on. So let's look and see what is still out there for you to do in this lifetime. So we've got the King of Coins. That just kind of flew out, sailed out. And let's look at one more. There we go. Queen of Wands. That's an interesting combination. Okay, let's clarify. King of Coins. Divine Feminine for this first option with the Tarot Grand Luxe and the Lapis. Empty Seat. Whatever it takes. Again, there's 100 cards in this deck. You got this one twice. Okay, it's just flipped over. Okay. All right. Okay, we got to stop. Oh, no. Okay, we got to stop now. I could keep taking cards all day. So I'll go into what we pulled in a second. Let's start with the King of Coins here. Empty Seat and whatever it takes. So one thing that you still need to work on in your Divine Feminine journey, in your Twin Flame journey, in your individual journey. It has to do with missing the masculine. Okay, we've got the masculine here, which is represented by the King of Coins. And then we've got Empty Seat, which is about holding space for someone. You're missing someone and you're holding space for the masculine. Okay, there's still a part of you willing to do whatever it takes so you're not missing them anymore. There's still a part of you, even though we saw that you've cleared some karma, you know, you've learned some lessons about your own value. You definitely learned that. You're not willing to accept anyone in your life that's not valuing you. You're still with your masculine. I want to get one more on this. I feel like there's another thing. You miss him so much that you're still kind of in the energy of, I'm gonna fix this relationship. Okay, there it is. Burned. Yeah, look, your masculine burned you. And you know what? It's kind of a normal thing for a twin flame dynamic. And it's the reason I say normal is not because it's okay. It's because it happens so much. You know, the divine masculine gets scared, runs, doesn't know how to deal, runs, whatever it is. And the feminine is kind of left holding the bag in the relationship, because the feminine often already knows this is my person and I have a soul contract with this person. Whether you know the word twin flame or not, you know the phrase. You need to remember that the masculine burned you. I know that that sounds a little counterproductive, but it's not. And let me explain why. There needs to be balance here if you want to come back into union with your masculine or come to a place where you're good with each other. This masculine has to balance it out. They have to come correct. They have to stabilize and own up to what they did when they damaged you, when they reduced your relationship to ashes. Look, you miss them. Of course you miss them. They're your twin flame. There's a magnetic connection there. But this whatever it takes energy, even though in some circumstances it's very good, there's a flip side to this. They need to do whatever it takes, not you. Look, you can be in your good energy. You can be kind. You can be loving. But you got to keep your healthy boundaries. You cannot overgive like this. I mean, it's great to do whatever it takes. When it's appropriate to do it. But with your masculine here, there's something between you that has got to get balanced. And it has to do with the way your connection ended. And you cannot just gloss it over, is what I'm getting here from this. Whatever it takes, an empty seat, this vacant, alone, missing them. Whatever it takes, being unconventional, being unexpected. When your masculine comes back in, they've got to come in this King of Pentacles energy. They've got to come stable and grounded and taking responsibility. If you choose to ignore this burn that happened and just take them back because you're missing them without the accountability piece, it's not going to work. It will not be long term, I'll guarantee you. You need to let them be the one to do whatever it takes to clear this. I'm not saying it's a one-way street. I'm not saying that you don't have to both put work in, both be honest, both be truthful, both be communicative. I'm not saying that divine masculine has to grovel. I am saying that they need to find a way to balance the scales. You can be kind about that. You can be accepting and loving about that, but you can't gloss it over. You can't not balance this out. If your masculine comes in and tries to ignore what happened and you just do whatever it takes, okay, it's fine, no big deal. I miss you, just come back. Look, you're setting yourself up for failure. There has to be an accountability piece, okay? So this is something you still need to work on. You have to really set your healthy boundaries for when the masculine comes back and you have that conversation. If that happens for you, You know, not everyone does the work and comes back into communication and into union. Not everyone does. But if and when this happens for you, keep your boundaries up. Don't be so, what's the word? Accommodative. Yeah, don't be so accommodating that you don't let the scales balance from what happened. Okay, so what's the other thing that you need to work on? This was a lot of cards, but I just felt like let's take them because they just kept going together. So we got the Queen of Wands here. The Queen of Wands. Let's look at time for a change. Resisting temptation. When I saw that, I knew how to keep going. And then we've got wishing. We've got advice. And then we've got numbing. It's going back to the burned thing too, and I feel like they're linked a little bit. So the Queen of Wands is passionate and fiery and excited, very attractive, very magnetic, right? There's something here about unfaithfulness. Okay, the Queen of Wands can be kind of the reverse Queen of Wands. It's like the flip side of the Queen of Wands. You would hope that when you see a Queen or King of Wands, it's someone that's come into control of their passion. But with the cards here, with the numbing and the resisting temptation and the Queen of Wands, I'm getting kind of some of the negative aspect, which is maybe someone that is not faithful. Maybe someone that spreads passion around too easily. Look, I don't know if it's the feminine or the masculine in the connection, but someone was very easily tempted here. With willpower and with checked out here. Drugs, drinking, substances. Numbing is definitely about some kind of substance use. And we got in, okay, I'm getting a specific message. This is not for everybody. So the people where we looked at what was it, what karma you cleared or what lessons, I'm not sure which, but earlier in the reading we were talking about someone that might be using substances or okay, it was definitely what karma have you cleared. Either earlier in this life or in a past life, someone had an issue with substance use. We saw that. Okay, this is not resonating for everyone. Some of you, only this message is going to resonate. So don't think this is not your reading. It's just that Spirit had a very specific message for somebody here. What I hear is that someone with their masculine together had substance issues, whether it was drinking or pills or something. Okay? The divine feminine has cleared that energy. You have gotten clear of that addiction, whatever that addiction was. And hey, this could be all from past life coming forward, or this could be from earlier in this life. But there is a joint addiction with the masculine that was happening. The feminine has cleared it, but the masculine has not yet cleared it. You need to listen to, okay, when it comes to this addiction, you really need to listen to the advice that you're getting. Advice, psychic reader, consulting tarot. Look, listen to this, okay? This is significant for somebody, and if you want to tell me in the comments, please do. If it's too personal, I understand. Resisting temptation, having the willpower and the strength, victory over vice. Time for a change. The Queen of Wands, who can be just fiery and overly indulging, right? You have real hope for the future, Divine Feminine. You really have hope from the future, but you cannot get back into the cycle with this masculine, if they come back toward you and they aren't ready and they haven't dealt with their addictions, this is saying it's time for a change here. You've got to shift your energy with this masculine. You cannot go back into the same cycle and start using those substances again with your masculine. This one is not about like codependency. Sometimes addictions are about codependency. This is definitely about some kind of substance. Okay? Whether it's drinking, whether it's drugs, whether it's whatever it is. I don't know what it is. But this is telling you, listen to this advice. Don't go back Queen of Wands with this masculine when he comes back in. If he's still using whatever he's using, you've got to step back and tell him he needs to deal with it before you come back together. Okay, this is for your own good. Time for a change here. Resist that temptation. You've got to. Okay? All right, option 3. This has been your reading. I hope it's been helpful. If any part of it didn't resonate, that's okay. Take the parts that do. This is a collective reading, so it's for a lot of people. There'll be some messages for some people, some messages for other people, and sometimes the whole thing will be for you. Sometimes it's not for you. If it's not for you, feel free to go back and check out another option, okay? If you're new, subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the channel. And thank you for the thumbs up on the video. That's really, really helpful. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Hello to those of you who chose the Empress from the Tarot of Dreams and the Tiger Eye Obelisk. This is your reading. Okay, so I've already called on Spirit and grounded, protected, all that jazz. All ready to go. I'm just going to put the card back in the deck so we have a full deck to work from. So let me make sure that my camera is adjusted right. We're good. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right, so we're asking Spirit, where is the Divine Feminine in this connection in her twin flame journey, in her personal twin flame journey? Okay, so whether you're Divine Masculine watching, and this is about your Divine Feminine, or you are the Divine Feminine herself, this is your reading. So the first question we're asking, and where are you on your journey, is what lessons have you learned so far? Let's see what Spirit has to say about the lessons that you have learned in this journey. Wow. Okay, so we got the Page of Swords with the Four of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Wow, all about the swords there. I don't have these like separated by suit in here either. It's just that's what came out. Let's get one or two more. Let's see what we get from Spirit. We got the Six of Swords. Is it all about the swords here? Communication, mental clarity. Okay. One more? Is there one more? Is there one more? Okay. These are the ones we're working on. Let's at the bottom of the deck. World. Completion of something. And we're going to get clarifiers on these. Let me separate them a little bit. I'm using my Modern Love Oracle. So, clarify that Page of Swords. What's up with the Page of Swords? What lessons has the Divine Feminine learned? Okay. We've got Stripped Bare and Ready. I'm losing all my cards here. Okay. Make sure nothing went under my little slate there. Okay, and then clarify the Six of Swords. This particular Six of Swords always feels like being blocked from moving away from something stressful. Because we've got all these swords crossed in front of the boat. See that? Like Six of Swords usually is someone sailing away to something calmer, a more peaceful place, leaving something that's been stressful. But this one feels like blocked to me. So let's see, what are we clarifying that Six of Swords? Oh, calm after the storm. Interesting. A line, and then one fell on the floor. Crossroads. Let's see. Okay. So the first lesson that the Divine Feminine in this connection has learned. We've got the Page of Swords. And this is that real watching and waiting energy. This is hanging back and doing nothing. It's having a lot to say, having messages to deliver, but not. It's hanging back and just watching and waiting between those two swords. So, Two of Swords is, there's a choice to be made. But not feeling like you have all the information to make the choice. And we're clarifying that with the Four of Swords, which is about being in a resting period, and the Queen of Swords, who has, again, a lot to say but isn't saying it. The feminine here, the lesson that she has learned is that it's not her time to talk, is what I get from this. The feminine is in a resting period. As long as the masculine, with this Four of Swords, look at the masculine sleeping on the sword, which is that Ace of Swords, bringing truth and clarity forward after a heartbreak. As long as the masculine is in this energy of not speaking, the Divine Feminine is not speaking. She is not doing the thing. Oh man. Okay. So I had a conversation with a friend earlier, and I am not calling her out. It's just the conversation came up, maybe because I needed to talk about it here. So I don't know if this is necessarily for here, but that conversation needed to take place so I could say it here. So you know how you'll message someone or try and communicate with someone and they don't communicate back? And then if you like continue to message them and message them and message them, this feminine has learned not to do that anymore. It's equal give and take in communication. She has the choice. Look, the choice exists to continue to communicate. I mean, she has, with the Queen of Swords, she has a lot to say. But as long as the masculine is not talking, the feminine is not talking. And it's an energy of knowing that equal give and take is important. I think with stripped bare and ready here, like ready is about finding the one. It's about commitment, higher level commitment. But the word ready is what's really standing out for me here. Until the masculine is ready to talk, the feminine's hanging back in this connection. She knows if he's not ready, the communication isn't going to be good, and I'm not going to do it. So I really don't think this is for my friend, because this is a different message. The context is different, but the message needed to happen. Stripped bare, look, truth coming out, about vulnerability being exposed, but the truth needs to come out here, and it needs to come, there's no mistake that this is coming out right against the masculine. And look, the masculine is sleeping, it looks like naked under this blanket. The masculine's under a blanket right now of protection in his silence. He needs to come forward vulnerably, expose himself, and tell the truth. And until he does that, you got silence from the Queen of Swords with this Page of Swords, watching and waiting until he's ready to do that. So this feminine in this option has mastered that. She's mastered herself when it comes to communication until the masculine comes forward. What's the other one that we see here? What other lesson has this feminine learned? Okay, with the Six of Swords here, I know I was saying earlier, the Six of Swords feels very much like blocked energy. Like, I want to sail away to someone calmer. I want to go to calmer waters, but something is keeping me from that. And then we have clarifying that, the calm after the storm. That's about finding peace and stillness and rest. space to breathe after something really stressful. And again, wanting to leave after something very stressful. The Six of Swords, this person was in a storm of some sorts, arguing, fighting, whatever it is, a lot. This feminine, there was a lot. And she's learned now to move away from that, regardless of who's trying to block it. She's going to do it anyway. She's going to find her peace and stillness, even if she can't physically move. This is like a block in physical movement, and this calm after the storm is about finding your inner peace, aligning with a line here, finding your calm and balance within, being in touch with spirit. The crossroads is all about following your intuition and choosing the right path. This feminine, even though maybe there's some reason that she can't move physically, away from whatever conflict is happening in her life, she has learned to align, get in touch with spirit, choose the path to follow her intuition, and find her peace and stillness within. This is really beautiful. She's learned to give herself her own breathing room. I really like it. And with the World coming up here on the bottom, these two issues that you have conquered, these two lessons that you learned, have helped you close out some major cycles. It's really nice. Okay, let's look at what karma you've cleared. I'm going to go ahead and move these off. For Divine Feminine and option 2 with the Tarot of Dreams and the Tiger Eye Obelisk. Let me shuffle those just a bit. Okay. All right, let me shuffle those a bit. Okay, Spirit, tell me what karma this Divine Feminine has cleared. What karma has this Divine Feminine cleared? Let's get one or two. Let's get like two. I think two. Tell me something that the Divine Feminine has cleared in this lifetime. What karma? And remember, this can be past life karma that's being carried forward. Something that happened in a previous life that you just didn't clear out. Didn't finish up, so you need to finish it up now. Or it could be from earlier in this life. So only you're going to know. You're going to have to adjust it as it fits your own story. Being a collective reading, we're just going to get different things sometimes. The Fool. Okay, that came out by itself, so I'll clarify that separately. One more. What other karma has this feminine cleared in this lifetime? Already cleared. Okay. We got the Page of Wands with the Ten of Swords and the Five of Cups. I'll just put them that way. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Knight of Cups. I'm just going to leave that over here and see how it relates. Okay, we're clarifying with the Modern Love Oracle. Clarify the Fool. This karma that the Divine Feminine has cleared. Time for a change. Again, we're seeing that. Oh, there it is. Trust. Okay. And then clarify the Page of Wands. Already clarified by the Ten of Swords and the Five of Cups. Clarify the Page of Wands. That's a heavy combination here. That Page of Wands, look at his face. This always looks so sneaky to me. This is not someone I trust. Look at that look, and look at how the eyes are darkened. It's almost like a mask. Seriously, never trust this page when I see it. It's never a good thing. Okay. Hold on. We got burned. Yep. Oh man, look at that combination. And get one more. One more clarifier here that's going to tell us the resolution. This tells a story. There's something that needs to tell us the resolution. Like what, how you cleared it, or... I feel like there's something. Okay. Stripped bare. Okay. So, the first one here, let's look at this. So we've got the Fool with time for a change and trust. Okay, this feminine in this reading has cleared the karma of not leaping when she needed to. So with the Fool here, look at how the Fool is invisible, like the mask is covering, there's no head, right? The person has hands, but no head. I pulled this in a reading for someone not too long ago, and oh, it was my best friend. I went to visit her and she got this card, and I got the same little message about this feminine felt unseen. At some point in your past life or your earlier life, you felt unseen. Your hands are there, so people could see what you did for them, but they didn't see you. And that caused an issue where you felt invisible. And it caused an inner conflict where you were afraid. It caused fear. There was a lot of fear, and there was a fear of like this feeling of invisibility. And the Fool here, they're standing on this little world. Look at the little ball here is supposed to represent the world to me. It's like you're standing on top of the world, and your world is so small. There was an issue here with your world being really small, like not stepping out of your comfort zone or not stepping out of your box, or maybe people trying to keep you in a box, keep you in a really small space. Feeling invisible, feeling like your whole worth is in what you can do for people and not just your beautiful divine worth as an individual. That was the problem. This was your karma for kind of staying in that energy. And whether, look, I'm not saying that you brought it on yourself, but I'm saying you didn't leap off that ball. You were having a problem taking the leap. Even though the world was really in your hands, look at the ball in his hand. It actually looks like a world. Even though you could have, in the past or in a past life, you had a real problem taking a leap, getting out of the box that people put you in. The space that people put you in that made you feel small and in a corner, invisible. But in this lifetime, you've cleared that. You're no longer that meek, mild person that's afraid to take a leap. You decided to change this. You shifted it. You adjusted it. You're going with the flow now. You changed this energy. You cleared the karma. You've learned to trust the divine and take the leap when it's needed. You've surrendered to the divine. You have faith now that the universe has your back, is what I'm getting. And you feel more confident in trying new things, in leaving that corner that people put you in, or whether you confined yourself to that corner. I'm getting like, this is not for everybody. For someone out there might be agoraphobic, where you're just kind of have a lot of fears of everything. Or maybe you confine yourself, maybe you're germphobic, or I mean, there's all kinds of different things. It's not just one thing, but it could be for somebody out there, they just had a lot of fears. And you're learning to conquer your fears. You cleared that karma and are trying more things, enjoying life, getting out of that corner that you felt hemmed in. You're no longer hemmed in. You changed it. You did it. You decided it was time for a change, and you trust spirit now. And I'm not saying, you know, you're going bungee jumping or cliff diving or anything, but what I am saying is you're living your life. You're living your best life now, and you're not letting fear rule you. Or you're not letting other people keep you down. Whatever it is for you, it's going to be, I'm getting different messages, so it's going to be different for different people. With the Knight of Cups energy here, you've learned to go after what it is that makes you happy. The Knight of Cups brings forth love. And you're not only letting love into your life, but you're going after what you love to do. You know, this is submerged in water, so you're letting the emotions flow over you too, which is good. You're more comfortable being in your emotions. Okay, so for the second thing that you've cleared, let's look at this, because this is heavy energy, right? So you got this Page of Wands, which is the sneaky guy, and look how this sneaky guy is in front of 4 wands. Page of Wands usually is holding 1 wand, but they're in front of the 4 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands is our Celebration of Union card. It's actually one of the twin flame cards that most people recognize as a twin flame card in tarot, if they read for twin flames. The 10 of Swords here. Look at that. This person naked and kneeling, and look at this, the same pose in the stripped bear. It's this bent over with all these swords in your back. There's been a really painful cycle for this Divine Feminine. She really feels like, you know, with burned right in between those two. Look at that. I get multiple, I don't get just Divine Masculine here, okay? I get multiple people, probably Divine Masculine too. But multiple people in this Divine Feminine's life have stabbed her in the back over and over and over, and really tried to strip away her self-esteem, her self-confidence. Again, it goes back to here too, same kind of feel. Look, people tried to keep you down and to strip away your confidence. They hurt you. Maybe tried to tear you down. This could be family issues. This could be abuse. It could be as a teenager. You know how mean kids are when you're a teenager to anyone that's a bit different from them, even though that's something that should be celebrated. There's this really awful feeling of someone in your life that was just malicious. I get malicious energy from this, and really made you feel depressed. It's just sad. It's depressed. Disappointed in life altogether. You were in this energy of all of these people hurting you. Of this, you were in this 5 of Cups energy. And whether this was in your earlier life or a past life, I don't know. You're going to know. But you've cleared this energy. You are no longer this hunched over figure. Look at this figure, even though they're hunched over, having been stabbed in the back 10 times. Look at the tips of the swords. That's the divine pulling the swords out of those person's back. That's the ending. The 10 of Swords is the ending of a painful cycle. You have ended this painful cycle. You're no longer letting people strip you bare. You are no longer letting people burn you. You are no longer living in this sad energy over people hurting you, is what I'm getting. You've cleared this karma. You have cleared that. Beautiful. I see so much new self-confidence for this divine feminine, and I'm really proud of you, whoever you are. With this Knight of Cups as the overall energy here, I just really see you in self-love and going for what you love and no longer letting people hold you down, hurt you, or keep you in a corner. This all kind of goes together. Palace of Coins, you've built your own stability, right? You've really built your own stability. Your own beautiful house where you feel safe from this nonsense of these people or these situations in this lifetime. Good job. Okay, let's look at the next question. The last question. What do you still need to work on? We're going to find out what's still there. You know, nobody ever gets to the point in the human experience where there's nothing to learn or work on. Because what would be the point then? We're here to learn. We're here to work on things. And, you know, it doesn't matter who you are. There's always something more to work on or the challenge would be over, right? So let's go ahead and look at what's up ahead for you. What can you work on? How can you raise your vibration? What can you clear, experience, overcome to raise your vibration more? Let's find out what that is. We always want to keep doing that. Okay. I got the Queen of Coins. Okay, there's 3 here. The Queen of Coins with the Wheel with the King of Cups. And then give me another one. What else is there to work on? We've got the Two of Swords and the Star. And then clarify with the Modern Love Oracle. I'm not going to take all those, but I'm going to take Conjure off the top. Yeah. And Exploration. And then clarifying that Two of Swords. Already clarified by the Star. Clarify that Two of Swords. Feminine power. And burned again. Man, I just keep getting burned. Over and over again. I don't think that's meant to be a pun. Okay. So let's look at the first one here. We got the Queen of Coins, King of Cups, the Wheel. I'm trying to get all these all on the table so you can see. The first thing I see that we have Conjure here, which is the manifestation card in my deck. This is about stepping into your power and using your power to create things in your life, to bring things to life. We have the Queen of Coins here, which is our grounded, stable queen, and she's looking away from her ability, from her power to manifest. So there is the feeling that there are things to manifest in your life. With the Wheel here, it's fated that you do it. The King of Cups here, I get that you're afraid to even talk about manifesting. Why is that? The King of Cups is my silent king, and he's coming right below the Wheel. So look, it's destined that you manifest, but you're not speaking it out. You're not actualizing it. Exploration here, it's time to try it. It's time to try manifesting. Look, uninhibited curiosity, trying new things is coming out under manifesting, under Conjure. It's time for you to step into your power. This is one of the things you need to work on, is understanding your ability to bring things to life. Thoughts become things. There's a card in here called Wish Come True, and it says thoughts turn to things. But you're looking away from that. You feel like you have a lot already. Look at that. Look how abundant this queen is. I mean, she's got all these jewels. She's got this beautiful dress. She's got flowers. It's like, I have what I need, so I'm going to stop here. It's a feeling of it. I have enough, so I really don't need to manifest anything. But how are you ever going to know your abilities unless you explore them? Exploration. Unless you try new things. I think it's fated that you continue to manifest in your life. And one of the ways you do that is speaking it aloud. Say what you want. Say where you want to go, what you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to come in, who you want to come in. Talk about it. Speak out loud. Don't keep silent about these things. Don't sit there meekly and say, I have enough. Because this human experience is about expansion. If you're not familiar with it, go on YouTube and check out the Abraham Hicks videos that talk about manifestation and talk about expansion. They really sum it up very nicely. I always recommend those. But look, I see that you're abundant. I see that you have a lot, and it's not greedy to want to experience more. There's no, all the green here, like there's so much green here. I know it's pentacles and everything, but I see this feeling of greed, like it's a self-effacing feeling, like I have enough and I shouldn't want more than I have, and it's greedy to want more. It's not about greed. It's about experiencing all the things that you can in this lifetime. I'm not saying this has to be about money, manifesting money. It could be manifesting people or experiences. There's so many different ways to manifest. It's about trying new things and breaking out. You know, you've already stopped staying in the corner. You've already broken out and started to go after the things that make you happy. But there's more to experience. It's fated that you experience more. The wheel is not here for you to stay where you are. The wheel is here to turn and to keep your life moving. Okay? There's a lot more for you out there. So the second thing to still work on here is a Two of Swords. And we have the Star clarifying the Two of Swords with feminine power and burned. I get that there's something that you really want. There's something that the feminine here really wants to go after with the Star, with this wish fulfillment. These beautiful rainbows coming out of these jugs here. Karma kind of spilling together. This is about your divine connection, okay? You are afraid to make a decision because of being burned in the past in this divine connection, I'm getting. And this could be a decision towards someone else. Maybe for now you want to experience more relationships. Maybe you want to let, with the karma here and the two jugs pouring out, maybe there's other things that you want to experience before your connection comes in. Maybe, you know, not all connections do come in. And I feel like there may be this desire to date or to experience other people, or, you know, sometimes a karmic person will come into our life to teach us a good lesson or a hard lesson. Sometimes a soulmate comes into our life to, you know, give us a good experience or any experience. And it's important to, when the universe brings you something to that's for your highest good, to be open to it. So I see here with the Two of Swords feeling blinded, like I never know. I get this, I'm hearing, I never know if I should try. Because I've been burned in the past. I've really, really been hurt. And not just hurt a little. I mean, I've been burned. I feel like I don't ever know when I should make a decision towards someone or something. It's time to get in with the feminine power here. It's time to get into your power. It's time to stop looking back. This is the burned is coming in under power. So it's time to stop looking back over and over again into when you got hurt. And go after what you want with the wish fulfillment here, with this You know, this one sword with the Two of Swords here is a bit higher than the other. Notice that. So look, you know what you want. These swords are not at equal height. They're not like, they look the same. I'm not sure if I should or if I shouldn't. You actually know intuitively, you know what you want to choose. It's just about actually taking the step to make that choice. You've got to get into your power and trust your intuition in making that choice. It's the other thing you need to work on here. All right, option 2. I hope this has helped you. Some of this might resonate for you. Not all of it will. You know, remember, these are collective readings, so sometimes there's one message for one person, there's one message for another person. All of it could totally resonate, or none of it could resonate. And if it didn't, feel free to go choose another option or go choose another video in the playlist, something that jumps out at you. Okay? Trust that gut instinct. Trust that intuition into what you take into yourself. If you're new, subscribe. I would love to have you as part of the community here. We are building a gorgeous community. And thank you guys all so much for the thumbs up on the video. That really helps so much. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Okay, welcome to those of you who chose this Empress card from the Illuminated Tarot. Welcome, with the red Jasper obelisk. I'll set that aside. Okay, I'm going to put the Empress back into the Illuminated Tarot deck, so we have a full deck to work from. I already called on Spirit and done all of that. We've done our Palo Santo and we're ready to go. So, for option 3, we are asking, what lessons have you learned in your divine feminine journey? Remember, this reading is for the divine feminine and the connection, whether you're the divine masculine watching, this is about your feminine, or you're the feminine herself. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Tell me another lesson that this feminine has learned, Spirit. Tell me another lesson that this feminine has learned. Another lesson that this feminine has learned. 3 of Swords. Anything else flip? Okay. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Ace of Wands. I'm going to set that aside and see how that fingers in later in the reading. Okay, so I'm clarifying with my Modern Love Oracle. So, clarify this Wheel of Fortune that's already clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. We have Heavy Heart. Let's get one more. One more to clarify. There we go. No, that one. Dream Big. Okay. And then the 3 of Swords here. Clarify the 3 of Swords. Okay, we've got Soul Connection. What lessons has the divine feminine learned in her individual journey here? Power. Something else flip. Okay. Want one more for that. Old stories. Okay. All right. So let's look at the first thing that the divine feminine has mastered here on her journey. What has she learned? Okay, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, and that's clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, Heavy Heart, and Dream Big. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune is about your life changing. It's about the status quo moving forward in your life into a new place. You know, I was just reminded the other day that every 7 years, every single cell in your body regenerates, dies off, and is born new. And so every 7 years, you are literally a new person. So it stands to reason that spiritually, physically, every way in your life, life is constantly changing and evolving. And when you build up karma, the wheel turns one way or the other, okay? When you build up enough positive karma in your life, the wheel turns one way. If you build up negative karma, the wheel turns backward. But the Knight of Pentacles here, the Knight of Pentacles is a really good person. The Knight of Pentacles is never a bad guy, okay? So I'm seeing the Knight of Pentacles as the masculine in this connection. The Knight of Pentacles is a good person, but they're really, really slow moving. So look at this particular Knight of Pentacles. His horse is standing stock still. And he's looking over at something on the side of the road, right? He is not really invested in moving right now. So even though he has good intentions that he's eventually going to move, he's kind of hanging out, enjoying the scenery. And then we've got heavy heart here, which is about grieving the loss of something, maybe depression, feeling sad, melancholy, and fantasizing, you know, making plans for the future with dream big. Look, the feminine in this connection has real hopes, real dreams for this Wheel of Fortune to move forward in the favor of this connection, okay? But the slowness here for a long time really caused pain, heavy heart, depression, grief. It was a real challenge to get through that. With the Ace of Wands as the overall energy here, there was such a desire for a new start, a new fresh start, a new beginning. For the King of Wands here, for the masculine to come forward as a King of Wands passionately and say, yes, I'm giving you this wand. We're starting fresh. The wheel's turning, right? But the masculine is not the King of Wands. He's the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, let's put this back under here. The masculine is not in King of Wands energy. He is in Knight of Pentacles energy. He's taking his time. He's taking the scenic route. And look, I'm not bashing the masculine for doing that. He probably has his reasons. Maybe he's learning his own lessons and he's not ready, he's not healed and ready to come forward and have a real good relationship with you. I know we talk about masculine being healed and feminine being healed, and then you can come into union. Look, it's not so cut and dried as that. It's not about some mystical thing that has to happen and it unlocks a key and you magically heal and all of a sudden everything's unlocked and you can come together and you're all happy. It's not like that. Look, this is real life. We all live on the same planet. I know that we talk a lot of esoteric things here. You know, some things feel very mystical and very spiritual, and I mean, that's all good. Spirituality is a grounded thing if you look at it the right way, or in a certain way. I shouldn't say the right way because, you know, right's different for everyone, but the way that I look at it, I'm very practical. I'm a Capricorn, everything's practical. This Knight of Pentacles energy, the slow energy, let's give some examples, okay? Let's give some practical examples. Let's not say he needs to be healed or he needs to clear karma. Let's use some specific examples, and these might not be specific to your person. I'm just going to get what I channel. Someone here could have a drug addiction. The masculine could be dealing with an addiction to drugs, to alcohol, to sex, to... I mean, it could be codependency. There's a lot of options it could be. There could be an addiction that he's dealing with, and that's causing him to take the slow boat. Because how many people in real life that you know that have an addiction get over that in a week? No. It doesn't happen that way. We are having a human experience, and in the human experience, time moves a lot slower with things like that. Maybe with Pentacles here, maybe there's money issues. And this doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, that he needs to be Rockefeller, you know, or Bezos, whoever you want to call is these days, the rich guy. Maybe it's affecting his sense of self-worth. Like, I don't have enough to come and, you know, buy us a home. And I don't feel like I can come to you unless I have that basics down. You know, I don't want to rent. I want to buy a home for us. You know, maybe there's so many issues that could come between. Maybe the karmic situation is not one that's easy to just get out of, because think about relationships. Think about your own relationships in your life and how tricky they can be, because people aren't always honest with each other, because people don't always see eye to eye, and you try and have a conversation. You have different communication styles, and one ends up crying and the other one ends up apologizing. So look, there's a lot of reasons, real, practical, down-to-earth reasons why the slow. When you're divine feminine and you're ahead of the curve, and maybe you're further down the path and more ready for communication, your masculine may be way back there, still trying to deal with practical everyday things. You know, maybe they lost their job in COVID. Maybe they lost their living situation. Maybe someone in their family died. You know, you just don't know what's going on if you can't see the other side. You know, maybe they're very in their head about, you know, some detail in their life, and it's just their distractions. The slowness of the Knight of Pentacles is because he's so distracted by the practicalities. You know, Pentacles is all about being grounded and practical. So this Knight is very practical and very concerned with all the practicalities in his life. You know, divine feminine, that you want the wheel to turn. I mean, you're dreaming big about this connection, and you know what you want. But the masculine can't see how to get you what you want to get there, with all the other things, with karmic situations, with maybe karmic family members, with jobs, with money, with all the different things that can get in the way in real practical life. So you have to remember that your masculine is dealing with practicalities. What lesson have you learned, divine feminine? This is an energy that you had been in, this heavy heart, because of this slowness. But I feel like what this is saying, because we're talking about what lessons you've learned with Dream Big here, you've learned to keep making plans. You've learned to manifest by fantasizing. When you think about the life that you want to have with this person and all the good things that can come, and you're feeling grateful for that, the possibility of that, the future of that, that puts you in really beautiful energy. It raises your vibration. It puts that kind of in your manifestation bank, like it's coming for you, okay? And that energy, you're connected to your divine counterpart in the 5D. That energy flows to them and helps them kind of get unstuck. It's a slow process. It can be a slow process. But I feel like you've learned a divine feminine to fantasizing here for me is, you know, it says that here is about manifesting. It's about using that manifestation technique, and you have vision for the future regardless of the slowness of this connection. You're not in this heavy heart energy where you're depressed about it and you're melancholy, you're grieving, missing your person. You're dreaming instead. So you've cleared this lesson. You needed to learn to stop just being sad about what you're lacking and be happy about what is and what's coming. You're living in the moment, you're having vision, you're making plans, and you're manifesting. So this really good energy, divine feminine. What's the other lesson that you've learned? So we got the Three of Swords. Clarifying that, we've got soul connection. We've got ancestral patterns, outdated thinking, and we've got power, standing in your power. So look, this ending that you had in your life, and there are other things in your life that have broken your heart too. It's not just your masculine, but you were in this broken-hearted energy with this heavy heart. Again, that's kind of just clarifying that further. I know that these are separate, but energies bleed over in your life. Things, you know, aren't so neat and clean cut. You know, life is messy. So you were in this energy of the broken heart, with those 3 swords just kind of stuck and staying in your heart, from when the breakup happened here with the masculine. If you didn't have a breakup with your masculine, I don't think this is your pile. Okay. I'm really getting that energy of breakup with the masculine for this, with soul connection below it. You were in the energy for a long time of just being brokenhearted. You recognized the masculine as your soulmate right from the beginning. It doesn't say twin flame here because I think you didn't know the term twin flame at first. But you saw this masculine as your destined love, the person that you should spend your life with. That the person that the universe brought to you. And they left, and it was like a permanent scar on your heart. You stayed in this thinking for a long time. This, you know, where did my person go? My life has stopped because this person left. With this ancestral patterns and outdated thinking, I'm really getting old stories, outdated thinking. You let this stay your story for a long time. This broken heart stayed your story. I think it just overshadowed everything in your life for a long time. But this is about the lessons you've learned. Look, now you are absolutely standing in your power. Tapping into the gifts and abilities that you have has really gotten you out of this old story energy, this outdated thinking. This is no longer your storyline. Someone broke my heart is no longer your storyline. Your storyline, with this being right below soul connection, your storyline is, yes, I have a soul connection, but I'm in my power and I'm no longer staying in this painful energy. I'm seeing like a 10 of swords, like the end, that painful cycle is done for you. You're now in your power. You learned the lesson that you don't stay in the energy of hurt. You don't let pain be your whole story. Really nice lesson to have learned, Divine Feminine. Good job. And, you know, again, with the Ace of Wands here as the overall energy, like, you start new things in your life now. You're not hanging out just waiting for your Divine Masculine before you do anything. I think that for a long time with old stories here and soul connection, this 3 of Swords, this combination right here, I feel like for a long time you just hung out waiting for them and you didn't do anything new in your life. Or if you did, you kept it minimal because you were just waiting for them to pop in and make it complete. But with the Ace of Wands here and things that you've learned to go ahead and make new starts on your own. You've learned that your life is your own. It's not dependent upon your person coming in as the King of Wands and, you know, lighting everything up. You don't wait for that anymore. You make your new starts where you need them. It's nice. Okay, let's go on to the next question, which is what karma have you cleared? So let's find out what karma you have cleared. Shuffle that a bit. Okay, option 3, the red Jasper with the Illuminated Tarot. What karma have you cleared in this lifetime? Now, this could be karma that you're carrying over from a previous lifetime. You know, things that happened in the previous lifetime that you just didn't resolve and you left that lifetime without resolution, and then that carries forward. Or it could be from your earlier life. So let's see what you get. First, we got the 2 of Pentacles. Show me another piece of karma that this Divine Feminine has cleared. Show me another. The Hanging Man. Okay. It's in the bottom of the deck. We've got the Ace of Wands again. You saw me shuffle. Okay, what karma have you cleared? I'm going to use the Modern Love Oracle to clarify. So we're looking at the 2 of Pentacles. Give me a couple of cards to clarify the 2 of Pentacles. What do we have, Spirit? Tell me about that. Wishing. Conjure. Maybe one more for that. Ready. Okay. And then for the Hanging Man, clarify the Hanging Man, please. Whoa. I saw restrictions and then it flipped back. Clarify the Hanging Man. What? We've got barrier and we've got confession. Okay. So, what karma have you cleared, Divine Feminine, in this lifetime? So, the Two of Pentacles here, this Fool is juggling. Okay? We've got two solid offers here, two pentacles that are up in the air. There's a rainbow connecting them. One's a bit higher, one's a bit lower, but they're being juggled here. There's something about a decision not being made and you staying in the energy of being an option. There's some kind of karma where in the past, either in this lifetime or previous lifetime, you allowed yourself to stay in the energy of being an option and be juggled. You didn't stand up for yourself. You had so much with wishing here. I mean, you wanted this person to choose you so badly. You felt like they were the one. You had met the one. You were so ready for this person that you allowed yourself to remain an option. You didn't stand up for yourself. You didn't put your foot down. You didn't say, look, I'm nobody's option. I'm walking away from this. You just allowed that energy to remain in your life. Whether it was passively or not, whether it was this lifetime or previous, you're going to know that. But you were so determined to marry this person, and I really get marry this person. You were so determined to be with this person. You were longing for them so deeply that when they got into that energy of juggling you with somebody else, or something else. I get most of you as somebody else. You just allowed it. You were passive about it. I'm getting. You wished for them so much. You had so much hope for the future with them. But look, here, you've cleared this karma, and we've got the Conjure card coming up next to wishing. Your hope for the future, look, you're making your own future now. Thoughts become things, right? You're bringing things to life in your own life without this person. You've realized that you're not an option anymore. And you are manifesting beautiful things and bringing things to life in your own life. There's so much fire here with Conjure. I get that you have so much fire now. You would never be someone's option again. No matter how much you want them, no matter how much you wish for this future, you are manifesting your own future. And with the Ace of Wands here, you're oh my God, King of Wands is right under that again, and the Two of Swords. This is so weird because I shuffled these cards pretty well. These were from the last question on the top of the deck or the bottom of the deck. With the Ace of Wands here, the King of Wands, Two of Swords. You are not waiting for a new beginning from this King of Wands anymore. You are not blinded and unable to make a decision in your own life. This is no longer your energy. You know what real justice is with the Justice card here. You know what justice is. You're not going to sit around disappointed and let someone choose between you. You're not going to stay the option. You're going for your 10 of Pentacles. You want all the Pentacles. You want stability from someone. You want a real offer. Knight of Cups here. You want someone to come forward and really offer you their full cup of love. Not someone that's just going to hold back and say, I don't know who I want. With the Six of Pentacles here, you're very balanced now. No way are you going to let someone juggle you anymore. The Seven of Wands here, you will not tolerate underhanded, sneaky behavior or less than you deserve. You're not going to tolerate that from anybody. Okay. So you've cleared this karma in your life. You know, you were in the energy of accepting less than what you deserve. You are no longer in that energy. You're not going to do it anymore, no matter who it's from. Beautiful. All right, so the Hanging Man, barrier, and confession. I feel like for a long time you kept yourself hung up in your own life. You didn't progress in your own life. You were waiting for your masculine to bring you truth, to bring clarity, to communicate with you. You really wanted to know what happened, and you weren't going to move forward in your life until you did. This was a barrier for you. It was a block. This lack of clarity, of truth from and what happened from the masculine, you allowed it to keep you stuck. I mean, look at this. Look at this Hanged Man. He's chained to the wheel. That's the wheel of fortune, the karmic wheel. He chained himself to the karmic wheel. This wheel isn't going to turn. This lack of clarity is an obstacle. So what I'm getting from this is that karma that you've cleared, you're no longer, again, you're manifesting things in your life. You're no longer allowing this lack of clarity, not knowing what really happened or what the real cause for the breakup was, or the real cause for them, you know, going to someone else or whatever it is. You don't let that hold you back anymore. It's no longer a barrier for you. You're no longer behind this clear barrier. You are moving forward in your life. You're having new beginnings in whatever way pleases you. Really, really good energy. All right, last question. What do you still need to work on? You know, no matter who we are or where we're at in our journey, there's always something more to work on. If there's nothing to work on, there's nothing left to do here. So we always have to have something a goal to accomplish, some new way to raise our vibration and get to a better place. In our journey, this human experience is all about expansion. And, you know, the way that you expand is by learning new things. So let's find out what there is for you to work on. What do you still need to work on in your twin flame journey as a divine feminine? Option 3. What do you still need to work on in your journey as a divine feminine? Let's see what we get. Man, this King of Wands keeps coming out over and over again for you guys. So King of Pentacles, King of Wands. Give me another one. What else do you still need to work on? The Hermit. Okay, and let's clarify those. What's at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. That is my twin flame card. And we'll see how that fingers in a minute here. Let's clarify the King of Pentacles. That's already clarified by the King of Wands. We've got balance, and we got whatever it takes. Got that in one of the other options, both of these cards. That's interesting. Might want to go check out any of the other options. There might be some messages there for you. Clarify the Hermit. The Hermit has yet to come out this whole reading, as well as the Six of Cups. Let's see here. Hermit about? Conjure again. There's so much manifestation for this option. Let's see what else we get. Let's get 2 more. Burned again. Burned has come out so many times. There's 100 cards in this deck. And Burn's come out like, what, 4 or 5 times so far in this reading. In this set of readings. Okay. Oh, old stories again. Same card. Okay. So with Burned and old stories here on what you still need to work on, you've cleared some karma from some of this stuff, but these are still areas that you still have to work on. You've done some of it, but there's more to do. So let's look first at the King of Pentacles, okay? With the King of Pentacles, clarified by the King of Wands. Balance and whatever it takes. So there's something about your relationship with your person where there's a balance that needs to be struck between being grounded and stable and being fiery and being passionate. I'm getting your relationship with your person. There were not healthy boundaries between these things or surrounding these things. So I feel like it just wasn't defined. These parts of your relationships, the passion, the stability. You still need to get balance when it comes to these things. With this King of Wands, he's looking over here at the Six of Cups. This passionate part of your masculine is your masculine is very passionate about you, divine feminine, or the masculine is very passionate about the divine feminine. But stability, groundedness, this king is looking over at the Hermit, which your person isn't stable. Your person is passionate for you, no doubt. Absolutely. It's so clear right here in that little grouping. But the stability of your person, they're looking at the Hermit. They're still like trying to figure that out. They're not stable yet. Balance needs to be restored here before you can have this connection that you want so much. You can't be willing to do whatever it takes. You can't dismiss the lack of stability in this person. So if your person comes forward and they're not grounded, they have a lot of passion for you, but the stability and the groundedness isn't there, they're not being completely coherent, or they're not offering you something real and stable. Maybe they're just offering you passion. It's not time to accept that then. They need to be giving you something real and solid for this twin flame relationship. Queen of Wands here. I mean, you're clearly, look at that. The Queen of Wands next to the King of Wands. You're clearly a match. And you're passionate about each other. And that's beautiful. But you are in your Empress energy. You're embodying all 4 queens, divine feminine. And this is what this reading is about. Back to the Empress coming out. But your person, look here. The 5 of Swords. I mean, your person wants to win you back, whatever it takes. At all costs, whatever it takes. The 5 of Swords and the whatever it takes. Your person wants to do whatever it takes to get you back. But they have to work on the stability of this offer. They just, with the Knight of Swords, they can't just rush in without getting their crap together. With the Death here, there's something they need to put an ending to before you can have a successful relationship, okay? Before they can offer you something stable, they have to end something else in their life. The 8 of Swords here, but they feel stuck. They feel like they can't do it, and it's all in their head. They just need to step up, man up, and do that thing, or woman up and do that thing, right? They need to leave another situation. They don't want to hurt anybody. They don't want to make anybody sad or disappointed. But if they want this to work out, if they want the victory in the connection with you, they've got to stop fighting with someone else, and they've got to put really strong boundaries up with the other person. They need to end the cycle. I feel like your person is still with another person. You are clearly a match with the King and Queen of Wands here. Okay, and here is the offer. The offer can come, but like the ending of this cycle needs to happen. They need to put boundaries up with this person if they want the victory with you. They have to stop being afraid to hurt the other person and just end that relationship. Sorry, they need to move away from it. They need to get out of their head, put an ending, come toward you with truth. They got to stop being afraid of doing that. And they have to totally realize that they can't come to you until they do. They can't just do whatever it takes. I'm just going to do this regardless of all the loose ends in my life. They have to take care of the loose ends before they can have balance with you. They have to have balance within and balance in the other parts of their life. Okay? Yeah. You know, the Empress and the Six of Cups here are what were left for me, which is telling me you're their Empress. You're their twin flame. They will do this. They will do this if they know they have to. You have to be strong in saying, if they come forward, that they must. Okay? They will. Okay, what else do we have here? So we got the Hermit, old stories, burned, and conjure. What do you still need to work on? Divine Feminine. There's something about your past, and I don't know if it's your Divine Masculine. I get the feeling it's something else. This is family related. Something happened when you were young. It could be carried over from a past life. Something happened in your earlier life, and it has to do with family. It has to do with ancestral patterns, which could be your parents or your grandparents, something like that. But something happened within your family dynamic that really injured you. And you need to clear it. It's something that you've probably already worked on and it's not completely cleared. But this Hermit energy, you really need to spend some time with yourself quietly, thinking about this situation, whatever it is, whatever this ancestral pattern is, whatever this thing that hurt you was in your past. And you need to clear it. And with the conjure here, you need to manifest the ending of this cycle for yourself. I think you need to see yourself healed. You need to visualize yourself healed from this thing. It may seem impossible for you. This may be something you don't want to deal with or talk about. Something painful that happened. But it's time to let go of the old stories. It's time to let go of these old things. Really get quiet and clear with yourself. Bring it out like you're watching it on a movie screen if it's too painful to kind of relive in the moment. Bring it out, review it. You have to let it hurt and then let it heal. You have to drain that wound, okay? Something needs to be cleared from your past, and you have to manifest the ending of that cycle before you're ready to go into a new cycle with your Divine Masculine. Because you're just going to carry the pain of your past into your relationship, and that's not going to work. You were in this relationship. You are a twin flame. You came here together to heal this. It wouldn't be here if it weren't. You're supposed to heal this within this relationship, in this separation time apart. Okay. All right. For option 3, that is the end of your reading. I hope that this has helped you. I hope that this resonated for you. Maybe some of the message resonated and some didn't. That's okay. It's a collective reading. It's not all always going to resonate. Maybe everything was just for you, or maybe it didn't resonate and you can check another option, or go into my playlist and look for other videos where the title really stands out and there could be a message there for you. If you're new, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the community, and thank you all for the thumbs up on the video. That is so much appreciated. I love you guys all, and I'll see you next time.